What up, Dokkaners? When it comes to the banners dropping, until we get the data download, we don't know 1 billion% for sure. But according to Proton and the data mining, we already know what time the banners are going to be dropping. Now, I already kind of talked about this in a previous video, but what I'm doing here is starting by talking about the release time, because now that everyone knows what the characters can do, the number one question is, Toon, when can I summon? I need it now. So that is why we're going to be discussing that. And then also, I want to talk about the animations a little bit on the characters. I've already done a full breakdown of the units. Go check that out. There's a lot to talk about, and there's really a lot to think about when it comes to the characters. So do check out my previous video talking about the characters themselves. We will discuss the animations after we talk about the timing. So when it comes to the timing, it all stems from the Unix epoch time conversion stuff that we always talk about. Basically, like on this game in-game notice, there is a certain code inside the data, and Proton is able to take that out of it, and then we're able to convert that into the Unix epoch. Super Saiyan 3 Mini Vegeta, Super Saiyan Mini Goku, and Gradio. These three characters are set to return on a summon event that is taking place Thursday the 29th. In my game, it doesn't say Thursday the 29th, it says the 28th. Let me go and see it. Good thing I planned ahead and had this all ready because I'm smart. Right here. Summon events will return Wednesday the 28th. So that right there already is a clue that it's going to be happening later in the night for me. That way it becomes the 29th for people overseas like Proton. But we extract the Unix epoch time signature from it, and that tells us exactly what time it is. So this was the code 17696628800. That changes into Wednesday, January 28th, 9 p.m. PST my time. What does that mean for you? That means it is starting exactly when these characters come out. So as far as we're concerned, the banners are dropping at the exact same time as part 1, which is not something that happens all the time. 7th anniversary and other instances, we have had situations where the celebration started and then like a full day later, the banners actually came out. So this is not like something that we could have just expected to happen 100%, but this basically confirms everything starts right at 9 o'clock for me. So that's 4 hours after Global's daily reset. That would be 13 hours after JP's daily reset. That is when everything will be kicking off. All the free-to-play characters, the free-to-play 10th anniversary Goku, Dokkan Awakens into the 11th anniversary, and then the part 1 summons will start. So make sure you guys subscribe because I will be going live. I will be summoning for the characters, I guess basically tonight. I'll be live, we'll be summoning, it'll be awesome. We're going to do the new content, we're going to check out the characters. It's going to be fun. A lot of good stuff coming up. Now let's talk about the animations. Because in my reaction, I'm not gonna lie, I don't consider this to be one of my most hype anniversary reveals. There were moments that I was a little thrown off by, both in terms of the EX super attack mechanic, but then more importantly, some of the animations. I don't know if it's necessarily just because it was late and maybe I didn't catch all of it, but some of them just kind of threw me off a little bit. So what I wanted to do is basically kind of go over the animations again, and I'll give my thoughts a little bit more critique on it. I am not an animation expert. I am stupid. I don't know anything about art and stuff like that, so please don't take my criticism too seriously. It is just from a fan who likes Daima and who has been waiting for the Daima characters to come out. So let's just start by looking at the character art. If you'll ever get to the mother... All right, so here we go. I like this. This looks awesome. First of all, there's been this like ongoing trend of the TUR characters doing some sort of weird kick, so I'm glad that Goku does something different. It kind of looks like the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta punch thing from his active skill, which is really cool. You can see in the SSR form, this is the pose that Goku takes when he first goes Super Saiyan 4 as an adult. In that end shot, the only difference is that we're looking at it from a different angle. You normally see it from the bottom right. Now you're seeing it from like up level. But this looks pretty cool. I think the TUR is probably the coolest to me. But now let's take a look at the animation. Oh, wait, they show Vegeta's as well before we get to this stuff. All right, so here's Vegeta. I think Vegeta straight up laps Goku here. His SSR looks better to me. This is just pure aura. Yeah, we kind of go back to the kick, but this is a different kind of kick. This is the kick that's going to send you to the hospital. This kick right here, you're not going to remember anything from the last 5 years if you get hit by this. I do think that the LR looks better on the Goku, but the TUR, this Vegeta just looks so good. He looks so good. Okay, now let's get to the actual animations. Where is it? Okay. So I'm gonna play these all the way through. I wanna see these again. Here we go. Dozo.
はい、それではスーパーサイヤ人4孫悟空大魔の演出からお見せしたいと思います。どうぞ。 go even further beyond.
Okay, before we get to the art, I'm just gonna say right there, that was a good amount that they gave to the intro. I was expecting it to be a pretty lengthy process. I don't know if you guys noticed, his eye color didn't just change at the iris level, but it was like the whole thing. They made his eye actually red. Oh god, it's hard to find it because this is such a long video. Like right here. They changed the whole thing. Look at that. Like his whole eye is going red. That looks kind of cool, actually. It reminds me more of the Great Ape transformation. I was hoping we get a shot of him up close after the shirt, like he rips off the shirt and he's screaming. But I mean, this is still cool. This is one of the two best parts of the overall animations. I love the intro. Intro was great. And now we'll take a look at the actual attacks. It's like his eye is bloodshot with power, yeah. Dragon Punch. So that right there kind of threw me off. When I was watching this at first, you'll go back, you'll probably notice I didn't really have much of a response to that. I was kind of thrown off by the simplicity of the animation. I'm not saying that it's bad, but for an anniversary character, even the 12 key super, I felt like just should have been a little bit flashier. I mean, this shot is pretty cool where he's like, you know, where he's talking. He's not actually using his voice, but other than this, it just kind of feels like a very simple linear animation where character goes from point A to point B. And again, I don't know anything about art. I'm not an expert. This is just my opinion. And then this was just, yeah. So this to me felt very simple. It didn't feel like anything fancy, but then you know what? It's a 12 key super. I'm not gonna, you know, go too crazy over that. It's fine. Now we go to the 18 key super. A little bit more going on here. Feels a little choppier. There's not a whole lot happening here. They crash through some scenery and then you just don't really see them again. So this is another thing where it's just like, it didn't feel like there were too many components to the animation. It felt very simple. For an anniversary caliber unit, having any sort of simplicity to it just doesn't feel earned. Feels like it's kind of anticlimactic. So that was kind of why for those first two animations, I was a little, okay, sure, why not? Okay, could have been better, but all right. And now we get to, this is the EX attack. Dragon Fang Shout. So the EX attack is supposed to be sort of similar to the regular super attack because it's meant to be an upgraded alternative. So I understand why the direction is very similar. As for the voiceover, I guess ultimately since this attack or EX attacks in general are probably going to be played more often, you probably don't want there to be too much voiceover going with it. Maybe that's probably why it's limited. My initial gut reaction was a bit of disappointment. I was kind of hoping that it would be more because in my mind, the expectations that I set up going into it was kind of like, this is meant to be a portable active skill, something that you can take on the go and use more frequently. It didn't really feel like that. And then also this attack right here felt very Broly coded. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of made me think of Dragon Ball Super Broly when Broly is kind of dragging Goku across the ice. Kind of felt like that. Again, kind of simple to me. Didn't have the usual flair. But then. The frames. Oh, the frames. And then, oh my God, look at that. Look at the little particles on the fingers. This made me forget about the other animations. This was what I was after. So this is what I liked. I liked this. The fluidity, the presentation, the zoom out that just looked like it was straight from the anime. This I love. So I don't know. At this point, I was a little torn. I didn't know what I was thinking, if it was just a gut reaction or if it was anything more. At the end of this, I was impressed with the active skill and I was impressed with the intro. But the animations in between, I didn't really feel like they were that great. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Again, this is all just one man's opinion. I don't know anything about art, so I'm not even articulating properly. So you guys let me know what you think. What are the terms that I'm not saying properly? You guys can let me know. Now let's move on and check out Vegeta. Overall, Vegeta sort of did what Goku was supposed to do, but better. Except for the intro. The intro, Goku's was better. But then everything else, I feel like Vegeta's was better, including the active skill. So let's check this out. It's muted. Mother...
紹介させていただきます。どうぞ。
どうぞ。
Don't underestimate us. Now that we're back to normal.
What this made me realize, what that made me, oh my God, that shot is so beautiful. Goma wants to battle. What this intro made me realize when watching this through the lens of Dokkan was that the fanfare surrounding Vegeta's transformation in the anime, in the heat of the moment, was purely because I love Vegeta so much. But objectively, I feel like it's undeniable that Super Saiyan 4's transformation just looks better in every way. Because this one just felt so choppy. The frames, it was just a very simple animation, a simple progression where his hair just extended out. Also the music. I think the music played a big factor in his transformation in the anime. But I mean, this shot looks good, but compared to Goku, I just think Goku looks way better. But then after this, it gets better. Vegeta's animations go up a notch. Okay, wait a minute, hold on. What was that? The lightning? Oh my God, the lightning! I didn't even notice that. This is better. It's not even close how much better. This is the 12-key super. This is the EX variant of the 12-key super. I don't even know what I have nothing to add. I have nothing to add. It just looks better. I have nothing else to say. It just looks better. It looks so crisp, so clean. This shot is pretty janky, I will admit. I mean, like, when you compare this to the original shot where, you know, Goma is getting his spine ripped out, this does look pretty janky, but everything else is so good. That kick is so satisfying. The shot of Vegeta with the uppercut. Oh my God, immaculate. Immaculate. Vegeta supremacy. The Superman punches. The concussion-inducing kick. I love it. All right, we can move on. We can skip that. All right, now here's the Ultra Super. This was another Broly-esque animation, which kind of threw me off. I mean, it does happen in the anime. Like, he has to send him down to the bottom of the map, right? Near the blast zone. We know that. But seeing it like that, the direction very much evoked that same feeling that you had from Dragon Ball Super Broly, did it not? Also, with just the with the like, there's not much happening on screen, right? I mean, you know what's happening. They're zooming out, but I feel like that also kind of contributes to the lacklusterness in certain shots, both here and with the Goku. Like, you know the moment and what's going on, but when you look at it from a distance, some of it seems a little too simple. Maybe that's just my own personal critique of this animation, but yeah, I just don't care about this as much as the 12 key. It still looks better than the Goku though. All right, let's turn the volume back on. Then we get to the best part of all of this. This is the best animation in the 11th anniversary part 1 by far. By far. Nothing comes close to this. The impact yo, I didn't even notice the impact frames. No, that's it's better than Goku's. Is it bias? Maybe. Is it bias? Okay, it might be. It might be. I may be biased there. Also, am I high or did it say Scooby-Doo when the animation kicked in? Hold on. I think I'm going crazy. I am recording this at 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. Did it say Scooby-Doo? What did that say? Okay. Come on. And okay. You see it, right? You can see a little Scooby in there, right? Anybody? The dynamic camera shot right there. Oh my god, looks so good. The impact frames, the overall. This is the best. This is the best. It's not biased. Damn it, it's legit. That is the best animation of all of them. No. No, that's the best one. All right, so that pretty much wraps up my little amateur animation analysis. This isn't something that I typically do. I normally just kind of leave my opinions in the reaction, but I wanted to, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest with you. I wanted to extend the video of the character release stuff. And I also just wanted to share my thoughts on it because if you saw my reaction, you'll know that it wasn't exactly the normal sort of hype levels that you would expect for somebody who has been waiting and yearning for Daima. I am very happy. Don't get me wrong that Daima is a part of this celebration, but there are certain aspects of it that I'm still kind of not on board with. I'm sure over time, I'll sort of, you know, come to love it more, but I can't help these honest feelings. I was not as blown away as I wanted to be. I needed more. I didn't quite get it. So I'm hoping that part 2 will deliver in every way when it comes to animations, as well as the characters' abilities. Abilities are really good. Go check out my previous video talking about that. This is my animation opinions, so please don't take offense if my opinion differs from yours. I am just one dummy with 2 eyes and a brain that is clearly in need of some sleep. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like down below. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the release time, the projected release time for the Daima Super Saiyan 3 and Super Saiyan 4. What are your thoughts on the animations? Do you agree with my takes that the Vegeta's overall animations, I think, were better, minus the intro, than the Goku? What are your thoughts on the animations themselves? Which ones did you like? Which ones did you not like? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of us. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.